Hey there, everyone. It's Laura Myers for CMS-Connected, and I'm here with David Wilhelm, the president of SharePoint Fest. Tell us a little bit more about it. David, tell us about yourself and what sort of kickstarted SharePoint Fest for you.
Back in about 2010, I was out for some meetings in Redmond, and Microsoft had reached out and asked if it was something we might explore. It's kind of this in-person conference training model. It was something they were trying to move away from on a regional basis and focus more nationally and internationally on their events, and simply told them I'd be willing to try it in Denver in 2010. Had a very successful event, and from that time kind of focused on this as a training conference as we evolved out of a training company as well, and just continuously added cities at Microsoft's request, and so now we're 6 years in. We're in 4 major cities for 2017. We'll be in Seattle, back here again this time next year, Chicago, New York City again next year, and then also Washington, D.C.
So New York City is the new city?
We did New York City a couple of years back. We did take a couple of years off from that and focused on a couple other cities, but we are going back in 2017.
That's exciting to go to the Big Apple.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Speaking about Microsoft, what would you say your partnership with Microsoft is at this point?
Very strong, especially with Jeff Teeper coming back and assuming his role in the last year plus. It's actually been great for us to see the momentum back in SharePoint as a brand. For a couple of years, everything was Office 365 focused, and we saw some shifts away from SharePoint maybe as a priority within the suite. That has all changed. I've had some very successful meetings with Jeff lately. He has assured us and has demonstrated that now at this point, the commitment to the product moving forward, both on-prem and in the cloud with Office 365. So I'm very excited, and that's part of us going back to New York next year is carrying some of that into some of these larger markets across the U.S. They're not only saying that they're going to help with events like ours and with the community around SharePoint, but they're starting to demonstrate that now as well, which has been great.
And you sort of answered it, like SharePoint 2016 has really infused a new excitement into the event.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's Microsoft has done a lot with us with the events in terms of support since day one, which has been great. I don't think we would have the success we've had without that. But it's kind of like they've just turned it up a little bit now, and especially they're supporting the community around it. They're supporting our speakers and content, and the fact that they can update things every 10 minutes. It's a constantly changing and evolving product that's getting better every day. And so events like this are an opportunity for them to reach out to that community of users around SharePoint, make sure they're trained up, make sure that they have the tools that they need to leverage the product, and I think they're doing a fantastic job of it moving forward.
Perfect. And what do you like to see in the future of SharePoint Fest?
For us, I think we're going to continue to focus on doing what we do well, and that's being a regional conference that offers training content to folks in a kind of a just-in-time format where they're getting exactly what they need in very job role specific ways, and we're going to focus on bringing that locally to folks. So for those folks that can't travel or might have budgetary restrictions, etc., we want to bring that on a very regional level into their cities, or kind of in their backyard per se, and continue to help drive training and education around SharePoint and Office 365 to those local markets for the folks that maybe can't make it to the larger conferences.
Perfect. Well, thank you for taking the time to speak with us.
Thank you very much.
Perfect.